Hi there, I'm Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time on Star Trek, it was the alternative factor. We had this guy switching between himself.
Yes.
That was kind of
an interesting concept, and it sometimes not great execution, but good overall.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. So today we're watching an episode called The City on the Edge of Forever.
City? That's an interesting title.
Yeah, cool title. Also interestingly, this is the second to last episode of the first season. So we are coming up on the end of our first season, and also I'm pretty sure the longest season in the entirety of Star Trek. Like the entire franchise, I think this is the longest single season of any show. Well, we're about to get into post-episode thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We're about to watch The City on the Edge of Forever. Alright, so I've been keeping something from you.
What, me?
Yes. This is the big one.
Oh?
This is the big one. Of our 5 top 10 lists of Star Trek that we've been watching today.
Okay, sure.
Number 10 on Newsweek. I don't know why they have it at number 10. Number 2 on Den of Geek.
Nice.
And number 1 on Entertainment Weekly, IGN, and Hollywood.com. And I'm pretty sure regarded by most people as the best Star Trek media of all time.
I was gonna say,
The City.
So you knew that going in.
I did. Yes, I wanted to keep that from you because I didn't want to set you up or anything. I was kind of set up, but I knew nothing about this episode. I just knew that people loved it.
I could understand why.
Yeah, I knew that this was supposedly the best thing since sliced bread, but I didn't try to hype myself up. So I was like, yeah, let's just watch the episode straight. I didn't say anything to you about it.
I kind of figured about halfway through, I was like, okay, this has to be on the list somewhere.
Yeah,
and past experience has told me you don't tell me these kind of things.
Yeah.
So I figured you'd get here.
Yeah, this is the big one. This is the list topper. This is, even throughout other Star Trek shows, I'm pretty sure people still regard this as the best single episode in the franchise.
At least probably in TOS.
This is Star Trek's Genesis of the Daleks, you know? This is that one.
Some still involving fascism.
Yeah. And for good reason. This episode is phenomenal.
Oh, truly phenomenal.
Yeah. I where do you even begin?
The beginning where all things
So this is our second proper time travel episode.
Where we're in the past, not the past is brought to us.
And I liked Tomorrow is Yesterday, but this, I mean, any other time travel episode, this is gonna blow out of the water.
Oh, totally.
Because they really did, dedicated themselves to the time travel concept, and was just like, hey, let's just throw the characters back in time and have them actually interact in this world. We didn't keep cutting back to Uhura and Scotty. We just focused on Kirk and Spock as they go after their friend who's been infected by this space virus, which I find kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
And
he has just a massive shot of adrenaline or whatever.
Yeah. It's interesting. When they first did the reveal of McCoy has changed history, I was like, oh, he has a space virus. He spread it throughout the world and killed humanity or something.
Which is also an interesting idea.
Yeah, that was my first thought, but I think the outcome was actually much better. That it was this butterfly effect of McCoy saved this woman,
a random woman, just like a social worker working in the slums of New York.
Yeah, and she went on to meet with the president and force America into these peace talks that would eventually make them completely vulnerable to an attack from an enemy country, such as Germany, when they make a certain attack,
Which they use straight footage from newsreels involving Hitler.
They
in the
show
60s.
Nazi Germany in 1967 television. Absolutely crazy.
That is bold.
Which even Doctor Who, a show about time travel, never touched Nazi Germany until not even Nazi Germany, but never even touched World War II until the 80s.
I feel like we also have this slight degree of separation because we're talking about an American show and not a British one.
That's true. Because there have been direct mentions of Hitler in this show before, in the Khan episode.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I feel like that's because we have this degree of separation.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to achieve talking about Nazism a little more than a British show would do.
Yeah.
In the same time period.
Yeah, definitely. And so the linchpin of this whole episode is a woman named Edith Keeler. She's played by a woman named Joan Collins, who is just wonderful.
She was a truly phenomenal actress in this episode, standout star.
Yeah. A lot of the episode focuses on her growing relationship with Kirk. They get into a romantic relationship. It's very nice.
Like
it's,
an actual
like,
proper
fucking
romantic
beautiful.
relationship.
And we get easily William Shatner's best performance out of it too. He's wonderful in this.
We didn't even mention the talking gate. We're just so excited.
Yeah, the Guardian of Forever, I think he's called.
Yeah.
Like just cool idea too, and like the final shot of the episode is just this blank look at the Guardian of Forever,
which we're just counting as a god, I think.
Another godlike being in the Star Trek universe, and that's fine. They're a dime a dozen.
Exactly.
But this one feels special, I think, because of the effect it had on our characters. You know,
pretty much every other god.
It almost feels like a MacGuffin, doesn't it? It's like,
yeah,
we've used this thing to get a better story out of our characters.
Right. It is.
But
short version is the Guardian of Forever is such an interesting concept that only just is your hook into the better concept, the proper time travel.
Yeah, and thinking on that final shot of the episode too, I wanted to comment on the directing. This episode was directed by Joseph Pevney, and I just thought he like perfectly captured the atmosphere that this kind of story should have. You're in 1930s America. It's supposed to seem really like down and dirty, and it does. Like you get that atmosphere. You feel that. Some of the shots are super dynamic. It's just really great. Also written by someone named Harlan Ellison, who I've not personally read any of the work of, but I know he's significant. Just a great sci-fi writer in general. If this is anything to go by.
Yeah, right. Like if this is even a sampling of their work, phenomenal.
Yeah, really cool actually. When they first go down to find McCoy, because we learned that he beamed down onto this thing in front of the Guardian of Forever. So they take a crew down, Kirk and Spock. They take a crew down consisting of like Scotty, a couple red shirts, and Uhura. And I just thought it was super cool to see Uhura actually go down on a mission, even if she got shafted for the rest of the episode.
It was so nice to see her out of the ship. I agree.
Yeah, because she actually delivered some vital information, and it was great. I don't know, I just liked seeing that. I thought that was cool. That was great. Also, this episode had a surprising amount of comedy, which. Especially like early on when they first arrived in the 1930s.
Yeah.
I like the whole bit where they steal the clothes, they come across the police officer.
That's the proper accoutrement.
It was such a funny scene. He's like, I see you are a police officer. I can tell by the traditional accoutrements. It's a funny scene.
It's a funny line.
When they first when Edith first finds them, like they explain their story and they just tell the truth. We stole these clothes.
We stole these clothes. Because we did not have money, which is still technically true.
That is true. But what the comedy does in the end is it makes us really love these characters and get really attached to them. That's something that I think people like really tend to overlook, how comedy is used in stories like this. You use it to make us laugh and to have us enjoy these characters, so that when you deliver that final blow, it's all the more heartbreaking.
Like just the gut punch.
Yeah. And the actual death scene is so tragic, and fucking Shatner holding back McCoy, just that shot of him, like, it's wonderful. It really is.
And ending in the last shot, doing something TV for a long time did not do. They cursed with a nice hard word.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. Yeah. Or just so good. And just the way Shatner delivered that, I thought that was perfect. And one last thing that I wanted to mention before we start to close out is I loved just Shatner and Leonard Nimoy working off of each other in this. They developed a really great working relationship throughout this show, and you can really tell in this episode.
I think on the end of the as this is a very different setting for them to try and be the same characters in, it shows that they have a strong working relationship, actor-wise, of course.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, what an episode. Holy shit.
Easily one of my favorites.
Very well might be my favorite.
I don't know what my favorite is off the top of my head, but this might be it.
Yeah, this is very likely it. So I guess that about does it. Holy shit, what an episode. And we have a season finale next time. I feel like this episode kind of shot the season finale in the foot.
This is like having a better penultimate. Like, it's like the penultimate being better than the actual finale.
Yeah, because it is. Like, no matter what the next episode is, it's not going to be better than this.
Well, and we're going to close in a second. I just want to say it's like, there's also, not a problem, but because it's episodic, there's nothing to really follow up on.
Yeah.
No big grand thing can happen.
Unless there is. Who knows?
Unless a con or something happens again.
Yeah, they bring back a villain from before.
Right. So there's just no obvious, thing to bring back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. Alright, well, I guess that about does it. Be sure to join us next time when we continue and finish season 1 of Star Trek, the original series. Be sure to join us then. Until then, this has been Joey Morgan.
I'm Jacob.
Goodbye.